Second.
This is the BAM podcast with Malcolm Springer.
Oh, okay. God dang. How you doing, Scott Wilson?
I'm awesome, man. How is Malcolm Springer?
Oh my God! What a day! What a day! What a day!
It started that way.
Hey, man, we're here to talk about you more than anything, and Bigfoot and aliens. Tell us a little bit about yourself and stuff, because people who, of course, I know because I'm one of your best buddies, and we've been friends for a while. And I'm just like, where are you from, and how did all this get started?
Well, I'm from Kentucky, Berea, Kentucky, but live in Colorado Springs now. And I am a guy that likes to hear delay on his voice.
Yeah. He likes a lot of effects on there.
Yeah. And then I'm the bass player for a band called Saving Abel.
But you started with Tantric, didn't you?
Started out with Tantric as a rock band. Before that, it was a bunch of country people back in the 90s.
Now, I guess my biggest question is how is it living because I don't live this kind of life, being in a famous rock band and being a record producer too, being a pretty famous record producer too. What's that like? I mean, the balance of it. I mean, I know I've asked you this on a personal level.
Yeah.
How do you do it? I mean, is it to record bands that's competing with your band on the charts and stuff like that? I mean, how is it? How is it to do?
Well, I think it opens a door of freedom to other artists where they know I deal with what they deal with on a day-to-day. So I think it opens a little expressiveness and the ability to treat me as they know I want to be treated if it were reversed. So I think creativity is a little more open because there's no, that guy don't understand what I'm dealing with. I believe that. And at the same time, most people that I do produce, it's because I met them through the band. At some
awesome
point. Yeah.
So you meet them on the road and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, how is the road right now? Is it going good?
It's going really good. We've got a whole new set and been changing it up here and there and having fun. I mean, of course, after the pandemic and stuff, it's gotten weird as a organization of music in the world. It's been weird, but it's fun, man. We're glad to be out there, and it's exciting to get to do it again when we get to play shows, man.
Well, I know that a bunch of my. It's funny because I told the wife, I said I felt kind of left out because all my friends were out in, was it Oklahoma? Did y'all play?
Oklahoma, everybody, yeah.
Everybody was out there playing. Scott Stapp, everybody. I mean, how is everybody doing? Does it seem like everybody's calmed down, or does it seem like it's still crazy?
It's still crazy, and we're all thrown off our game still and trying to get our head on straight, and none of us have been off that long ever,
Right.
But everybody was so gracious to see each other and hugging each other, and because it's usually the bands on our level, we cross paths 2-3 times a year, and so you get to see your friends, hang out with them 2 or 3 times a year, like not even counting on it. It just happens.
Right.
And then pretty much 80% of the people that were there at Oklahoma were actual personal friends.
Right.
Not just acquaintances, like, good friends. And Wayne Swinney, that guy, he's crazy.
Man, I love Wayne Swinney. That bitch is awesome. I mean, you just can't get no better of a soul than that guy.
It's the truth.
And I miss him and Josie, all of them, man. I grew up around those guys, and Wayne Swinney, he's got some stories about me back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot of them.
Yeah. I kind of was a wild one back in the day. I don't promote acting like a moron, but I sure did have fun acting like one for a minute. I don't think it helped my body too much.
Right.
Even though I'm not as good a shape as I was this time last year, but I'm getting there too. I'm starting to work out again.
Nice.
But yeah, he's a character, man. I saw y'all's picture on Facebook. I like, them sons of bitches are out there having fun here. I'm stuck here in this dang studio.
Yeah.
But no, I really have a place in my heart for Paul too, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, And to be honest with you, Chris Tabato, I mean, I miss him too, man.
Yeah.
We talk. We think we talked last year for a minute on Facebook. I think he messaged me and I messaged him back, and great guy. What a story about that guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's got a hell of a story. I don't want to start talking about it on the podcast because he may not appreciate that, but
Yeah, maybe not.
yeah, I mean, it's just you know how it is. But yeah. I want to ask you. I mean, how is it? I mean, I guess the elephant in the room is Scotty Austin leaving the band and Jared coming back. How's that? How is Jared doing?
Jared's doing really well. It's a definite shift of organization as far as the company, and just having a different person, different personality, lead the group. It makes it a different environment, but it's going really good. Jared's kicking butt. He took the reins and took off with it, and everything's been going really good. Writing a bunch of new music, a ton of new music. So
it's the only guy in the band that I don't know very well.
Yeah.
But of course, Jason knows Scott Bartlett. I don't know Scott great, but I know him pretty well.
Yeah.
What a good guy that guy is too. I love that guy to death.
Yeah.
And Jason too. Hopefully, I can get them on here because I really got some questions for them and the adjustment. I know Scotty's kicking ass.
Yeah, he is.
And man, that boy is a bad bitch, ain't he? I mean, he really is. I'm not saying it because I produced the record. It's just because I think that, he's that guy that my football coach would have loved to have on his football team. Because he's got all heart and freaking, just all heart. And whereas some of. Well, you guys have had so much success, and he has too. It's not that. It's just I think it's achievement. Like he wants to achieve his. He wants to be his own man,
Absolutely.
And I think that's great. I think that's great. I think, and Jared coming back and everything. I mean, hey man, I know one thing. Scotty talks about how great that guy could sing. That's for damn sure. I mean, he's a singing son bitch.
He is. He can sing the phone book.
Boy, he can. Boy,
yeah.
Man, he got some pipes on him.
Yep.
But yeah, we Scotty talked to him yesterday, and we've had some changes, huge changes. I didn't have a chance to talk to you about, and the record label, his stuff. So we're going to switch. We're switching directions now, and nothing wrong with that at all. It's like I'm not going to talk about anybody bad or anything. It was just didn't work out with the folks that we were dealing with. So that's all gone now.
Part of the industry.
Yeah. And Eric Baker kind of got caught in the crossfires, and we're trying to straighten all that out because what a good man that's.
Everybody's got to have Baker around.
Dude, man.
Yeah, he is.
What a Class A dude.
Yeah.
And he, for you guys who don't know, he does radio. He's a what do you call it, radio promoter?
Radio pusher is what I call him. I don't know if that's
right.
The term,
and he really has looked out for me all these years, and I expect him to come by. And I got a meeting with Richard Williams this afternoon.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So I'm always excited when he calls me because he what was the name of his what was the name of his label? Hey, Sidetrack. Look up Richard Williams and let's see his credits there. Mr. Richard he's got a great heart. His son could have went and played pro football,
I know.
Oh, bad. He had offers from everybody.
Really?
And he wanted to be a country singer. Well, rap country singer. So he's coming in and we're going to do a track. And he's got this girl too. He showed me. God, I can't think of her name. Damn, I'm terrible with names sometimes. But this girl, you got to hear this stuff.
Good
well,
stuff.
she did a remake of 9 to 5.
Okay.
And man, it's like holy shit! When I
Wow.
heard it, I was like, whoa! And Richard produced it.
Oh, wow.
And it like blew me away. But this old girl, have you heard this engineer over here at Blackbird? What's her? I don't even know her name. Have you heard about her?
Mm-mm.
Man, I've heard some stuff she's done, and she's really good. I'm gonna try to use her on some things. I think I'm
Cool.
gonna use her to engineer for me on some things. She's I know I've heard stuff. God, I can't remember her name, and that's too bad because if you know you got a name that you can't remember, Scott Wilson's like boom.
Yeah.
But I knew Scott Wilson went back home.
Yeah.
And I'm not bragging, but Malcolm Springer. I mean, you go, oh, is that a black guy? Well,
Yeah.
kind of.
Partially.
You know, it's so funny because I used to put on Facebook all the time. I'm 25% Scottish, Irish,
All right.
and then 25% Afro American, and then 50% alien.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody ever said anything about the alien part. There's like,
the
you're
other-
not Afro American. I'm like, well, I am too. I'm 25% Afro American. I thought that
Didn't even
was
care about that. Well, they believe the alien part.
Yeah.
I mean, completely. They're like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's that guy.
Never said a word about the alien part. Just said I wasn't Afro American. I'm like, how you know? I think everybody's got a little Afro American in
Well,
them.
for sure.
And well, I know some people that I've seen, I've recorded that I don't think they have a bit of Afro American in them.
that
I'm
too.
talking they're so white that I can't. I mean, you can't keep a beat to save your life. I mean, you
Got no
so
soul.
out of time.
Got no soul. Yeah.
So,
Oh, man.
so the bass playing gig, you're a session player too. You've
Yeah.
done a lot of session playing, and
Yep.
so tell us about the brotherhood thing. Because I was hoping you guys would ask me to be in it, but the folks they don't want me.
We
in
did
it.
ask
I'm too
you.
ugly.
We asked you to
I'm
play
fat.
on it, but we was gonna hide you. We're gonna turn the cameras off and let you play on it.
I gotta do some B3 on that thing.
Yeah,
man.
I think it needs some B3. Yeah, so the Brotherhood is a side project that Rick Monroe, Michael Alexander, and myself put together, and just what it is we just whatever song we pick, roll with it, and ask our buddies to be on it. And the last one we did was a song called "Till the Wheels Fall Off," and it had Marshall Dutton from Hinder. It had Brian Bonds, session player here in town, used to play for FGL, guitar player. Kent Slucher from Luke Bryan's band. Had Steve Henson, who's a steel player that plays for everybody on the planet. Me, Michael, and Rick. Neil from Royal Bliss. I mean, the list just goes on. Just a bunch of people, just our buddies.
Wow.
Let's do something fun, and we did. And and then since then, that song was released, and now everybody kind of wants to be a part. And it's just for fun. We're not trying to achieve greatness with it, but it's a lot of fun to achieve greatness on our own. Just doing whatever we want to do.
Well, I know that your girl's off to school right now, so you've been trying to keep busy. So
Yeah.
I got a feeling when she comes home, you're gonna be busy doing something, but it ain't gonna be music.
That too, yeah. No, I'm excited about her coming home. She gets to come home in May because she's been gone for 7 months playing with Dolphins. So I said,
Yeah,
playing
tell
with
us a little bit
Dolphins.
more about that. I want to know about that.
So the Dolphin Research Center is a place in Marathon Key that they rehabilitate, they do rescues, whatever to do with dolphins. They also have sea lions, some sea turtles, some tortoises, birds. It's a bunch of different stuff. And what the school is about is teach you how to take care of them, train them, do whatever. So after that, she can train whatever animal and work at whatever zoo in whatever department. So it's not that that's what she wants to do. She's in the music industry, of course, too, but it was her childhood dream and a goal of hers to go to that school someday. And it's very hard to get in, and she was chosen second out of like 700 people.
Wow.
So, yeah, she...
So is this marine biology?
It's a marine... I don't know what the actual degree is called, but something to do with sea mammals. But most of the people there have marine biology degrees, and she had a lot of education in marine biology. So,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, and those animals are crazy smart. I didn't realize it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
people talk about it, but I didn't understand until I actually went, and they recognized me the next day after I hung out with a couple of them.
No way.
Walking by, and they're just like squawking at me like, "Hey, man, what's up?"
Really?
Yeah, and she can walk by, and they swim sideways with one eye looking up just to look to see who it is, and they see her go by, and she didn't have to speak, and they go crazy. Anybody else walks by, and they're just like, "Hey," they don't say anything.
So it's against the law to kill dolphins, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
I can see why. Whales are supposed to be that smart, too.
That's what they say, yeah. I mean, think about the
Man,
sonar and stuff. Like, how crazy would that be if we had that?
I know. Well, I saw God, what was it called the other night? Wish my bride to be was still here because I would ask her. We saw a movie and it was based on the story of Moby Dick,
Okay.
and it happens to be a true story, not a tall tale.
I think I saw the previews to this and read about it, but I haven't watched it.
But what's crazy about it is that because there at the very end, he's got the harpoon up and he's about to kill him, and he just looks up at him like, "Hey man, I'm letting you be.
Yep.
I'm Moby Dick. I'm the badass here.
Yep.
I'm letting you guys be. Don't mess with me.
Yeah.
Because this you tried this before. It didn't work out for you.
There you go.
Now look where you're at now. And it's interesting because to know that that story. I mean, things that are handed down, like the Bible, for instance, is a good example.
Yeah.
People go, these stories were exaggerated, or they were somehow misconstrued. Somehow someone wrote them different. And don't want to get all religious or anything. We stay away from religion and
Amen.
politics on here.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, brother. Amen.
Come on, preach it.
But everybody knows me, knows my beliefs. So, but I'm just saying, like, I do think the Bible is an important part of our society and stuff like that. But I also think, and I know this is not sacrilegious or saying this, not knocking the Bible at all, man. I'm a firm believer in the book. I believe it's the most important book in our. But there are all tales like that, Moby Dick tale, that you got to go there. There is a moral to the story there, whether it be totally true or not. It's a moral to the story, and it's not that, hey, don't mess with a big ass fish.
Exactly.
That'll wreck your boat and everything else.
Yeah.
I think the moral to the story is hey, man, you know what? Be kind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be kind. Doesn't mean not hunting, not fishing, but when you do it the right way.
Yeah.
And
use what you need it for.
now, those of you that know me as a duck hunter know that doesn't include duck hunting. Duck hunting.
Are you talking about Nintendo duck hunting or actual duck hunting?
The actual duck hunting, kill those sons of bitches. I have a beef against ducks. I
got a beef against
I do, man. I know it's pretty funny. I got a beef against ducks.
I got a beef against duck Wellington.
No, man. I've just spent too many mornings out there in the freaking freezing cold.
Yeah.
And not killing one. So when I see one, I want to kill that
It's a
son of
long
bitch.
day, man. I've never done it. I've just seen it on TV. I've never duck hunted.
It's the only animal that I don't feel sorry for when I kill it.
Okay.
I just don't kill anything else. I go dove hunting and stuff like that, but I gotta say, after so many doves, I'm like, poor sons of bitches. They've had enough. I'm not that mad at them,
Yeah.
Usually happens about after I get double my limit,
Yeah. We used to dove hunt, and I remember as a kid, my grandma used to fix them for us because she was the only person we could get to fix our dove for us, and she'd fry them up for us. And I remember the last time I went, I took a big old bite and got a buckshot BB in my mouth. I mean, bit on my, just tooth to tooth with that BB in there, and I haven't eaten one since. That was a long time ago.
Man, I don't think I have. We did terrible this year. I mean, it was awful.
Yeah.
Because the first came in on Wednesday.
Okay.
So, Memorial Day, or Labor Day, Labor Day, by the time we came in on Wednesday, well, by Friday or by Saturday morning, everybody done shot the son bitches out, and they're gone,
Yep.
So we did terrible, but that's okay. Usually we do really well, and I'm not that mad at the doves. I really want to go see my best friend Neil, and we hang out and stuff like that. And me, I just soon sit by him and just shoot shit all morning long because that's why I'm out there.
Right. Yeah.
I'm out there to see him, kill some birds and keep tradition up. It was my dad's he's been gone for 34 years, I think it is, and it's tradition. Let's go every year, so we go every weekend, and we try to keep the tradition going. Me and my best friend, because that was his thing, was taking us dove hunting.
That was yeah. That's good to keep that tradition up there.
Well, it's always been a family tradition up through the Springers and stuff like that, and I'm just trying to teach my boys so they will, And my boy Brantley, he's crazy about it.
Yeah.
The other ones are too little, and the other two older ones. Well, Isaac is too, but he goes up there in Kentucky too. But he's in there in Kentucky. Kentucky people are crazy.
I agree.
I was married to one. But boy, I sure got a sweet boy out of it. And,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, I think that was one I married for her mom
Bluegrass?
and dad. Her mom and dad was just great people.
Yeah.
Just really great people, you know. I really thought a lot of them, but
Just a good fit.
yeah. Well, now I got one with great everything. So there you
go.
go, top to bottom.
Yep.
But
she's a good one.
no pun intended. Top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
So hey, so let's talk about Colorado.
Yeah.
So what's your place called out there?
Sunshine Studios Live, and Christina was there. That's how we met. She bought a tantric show. We played there, and we were just friends for a couple of years, and then finally, I decided to tell her I had a thing for her, and it worked out. So,
Wow.
but that was 7 years ago, and 7 years ago. No, but yeah. So she's started that venue as a recording studio. It started out in Miami, actually, Sunshine Studios. Did a bunch of stuff with Shaquille O'Neal and a bunch of voiceover stuff out there in Miami.
Right.
And then Hurricane Katrina just leveled everything, building and all. And so she moved back to Colorado and put in a recording studio there and was doing really good and said, well, let's have a show. Why don't we just have a live show for fun? So they started doing that, and then that turned into where the venue is now the main thing, 2,400 capacity outdoor and 750 indoor.
Wow.
So it's a big operation there, and she's usually at the helm of it, except for the past 7 months. So I've got
Yeah.
good team and some good family. My nephew moved out from Kentucky to stay in my house while I'm gone and work there and learn the business, and wanted to know more about it. And he's crushing it, doing really good.
Awesome.
And then I've become the buyer liaison, so that's been a crazy thing for me to spend that much money all the time. But
Imagine.
I'm the guy that goes, wait, that band costs what? Yeah. But it's good, man. We have a zillion shows this year. The rest of the year is just
Packed.
slam with good music because everybody didn't get to do it last year. So all the bands are out. Even bands we haven't seen for a bunch of years are coming out and swinging.
Can you do me? But ask Rick Monroe when the hell he's gonna get here.
Who's Rick Monroe?
And you text Junior from my phone. Ask him when the hell he's gonna get here. I thought we were gonna have a party today on the podcast, but hey, no, I wouldn't have Rick come because and I'm gonna get Rick's podcast done this week. We got a session starting tomorrow with a band from Texas named Lucid Illusion. That's
I know those guys. Yeah, they're a great band. You're gonna love it.
Well,
you've heard this stuff. I know they probably sent you the demos and stuff.
I have.
Good dudes too.
I don't know how they're gonna do with not recording real live drums and all that stuff.
I don't know. They'll have to get used to it. Well,
I mean,
welcome
we'll
to
just
the world.
replace them anyway.
Welcome to the world of of today.
That's terrible to say, but
It is what it is. Hey, I have drums. I have drummers come play, and 90% of it is samples at the end of it. I use some live cymbals sometimes, not all the time. Depends on what it is and what it sounds like.
What I have learned, I guess. I don't want to say anything without him being here because I brag on him all the time. Is Kyle, Kyle
Yeah,
over here,
Kyle, yeah.
Kyle O'Dell. Man, he makes some great sounding records. And I love his work. It's not what I do,
Right.
but it's funny because he does a certain thing that me and you don't do.
Nope.
I mean, it's not our thing.
Yep.
But I have learned with having. That's why I moved him in next door because I've learned a lot from these younger producers that come in. But now I put him on a console.
Yeah.
I'll run circles around him and set him in his place. But now, but when it comes to this, now the high energy stuff. I mean, he knows how to do it. I think I'm gonna tell you what is so funny because TJ, which we're gonna get him on the phone here pretty soon, talking about Bigfoot.
Okay.
He's the negative on the Bigfoot thing. That's
Okay.
why I gotta get him on here
Nice.
because he pisses me off. That's why I want to get him on
Oh,
here.
well,
He does.
TJ's fun to get going too. He likes to get
back
people
to
going.
Kyle, but Kyle, you know, it's funny because he's doing a band on Universal right now. I forgot their name. And
He's got Saul, I believe. Saul.
Saul?
Saul. I don't know if he already did it or not. I just saw it on the Instagram.
Okay, but that's what he's doing right now.
Saul. Okay.
Well, I know he had no trouble out of the drummer at all.
Okay.
Yeah. And now that may be going over there and recording real drums and get a bit bigger budget on the Blues Illusion guys, go over there and record real drums.
Yeah.
But we'll see how they do.
Music's good. Talent's good.
Really?
I like their stuff, man. Yep. I
I've listened to some of it.
There's one song I really thought had, some legs on it, but I can't remember what it was called. It escapes me. It's been a while.
Are they a modern rock band? Like
kind of modern vintage. You're gonna love it. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Where we came from?
Yep.
I'm not calling us vintage. I'm not saying we're vintage.
We age like wine. Fine wine.
I've been doing a lot of vintage stuff lately. I mean, stuff that sounds vintage. The winter.
Yeah.
Has been tough for me. What's some of your stuff you've been doing lately?
I just did a Flaw. Just their record just came out that I did.
Cool, man.
Yeah, on Cleopatra Records. They released it. It was a cover record. So they went back and did a bunch of 80s to current covers, and then their two big songs that they had, we redid those. And man, the arrangements, we had so much fun with those.
I bet.
Because making a bunch of keyboard parts, guitar and heavy.
Right.
It was fun. We had a lot of fun.
How's Vols doing?
He's doing great, man. He really is.
Man.
He's excited about this record, too.
One of my favorite people in the world. And of course, I'd like to tell the story about that, too, but that was kind of a weird deal. But me and him have had our fun, that's for sure. And he's a good dude, damn good dude.
He sure is.
I miss him. I got on the phone with him, I think, when he was with you.
Yep.
Sure did.
Called when they were in the studio out there.
Yeah, hopefully I can get him in here, too, one of these days and do a podcast on him.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to.
That. Well, man, everybody's bored of us talking about freaking music, so let's talk about the biggest thing in the world, and that is Bigfoot. I mean, it is my mascot, but now we talked about me and Sidetrack here.
Yeah.
He wanted us to get sidetracked and do something on talk about Skinwalker Ranch, any of the paranormal stuff like that. It's all Skinwalker.
That's weird. Like I've watched some of
Ranch
the show.
Man,
what do you think? I mean,
I think honestly, you're gonna think I'm crazy. I think there is a portal there, no doubt about it. Okay. I mean, they haven't proved it, but to a certain degree, they know that there's an energy thing there that opens up and closes, and things coming in and out of it.
Yeah.
And that the government had it under seal for a long time. Mm-hmm. And who was that? Bigelow? Mm-hmm. Bigelow Industries had it for years. Mm-hmm. And they gave up. They said, hell with it. They said, we're out of here.
I mean, I don't know.
You can have it. And the government's got it closed down now. That's what's scary. If the government, look.
So the government came and took it now?
The government has it and does not
After
let
the show?
anybody on the property.
After the show.
After the show, I think is closed down because of it. But now I don't know that for a fact. I know that we've been waiting for another series, but I don't think it's going to happen because of it. People getting sick, and I think the one guy ended up having cancer, brain cancer and stuff. Remember the guy who had a big swell in him?
Yep.
That ended up being. I mean,
all that energy, all that magnetic stuff. Well, I mean, who knows what it's doing to their body?
Have you seen the video? Now, this is what got me. Was the video, because they had surveillance cameras all over the place, right?
Yeah.
So there was a smaller cattle thing they had out there where they kept the bulls.
Okay.
Now, in the middle of the night, Scott, you see, I mean, it looks like somebody has the dang bulls by the reins.
Okay.
And they're leading them into this freaking trailer. The trailer, you see the trailer thing fall. Well, that could have happened easy. They could have left the latch undone.
Yeah,
I've dealt with those cattle things before.
Yeah.
And could have fell down, but this shows them leading these things in there, and it crammed all of them into that thing, and then the door shuts.
Okay.
And then the bulls just kicked this sumbitch apart. I mean, it just obliterated the trailer.
And you
Like
can't-
almost like it was a prankster, like whatever kind of ghost that's playing tricks on people.
But
that's what bothers me.
You can't see what's leading them to the trailer.
No.
Okay.
They just see them. You see them getting let in there, and it's like that's what freaked
And then the
me
door
out.
closes.
And then the door closed, and then they kicked the shit out of it. Whatever. Then they started going crazy. But they were real calm until they got all of them in there. Door closed, and all of a sudden they just wasted that thing.
Wow.
That freaks me out. That freaked me out because it wasn't bullshit. When I found out it was a real video, and it wasn't. You can do video trickery all the time.
There's probably some bullshit in it, though.
Bull.
I had to go there. You know.
There was some bullshit, but it was real bullshit. Real
That's
bullshit.
insane. No, that
But stuff like that's what bothers me.
you can't explain it.
You can't explain, and the the groceries being put up,
Yeah.
and and then the groceries being back in the bags.
Yep. Cabinet doors open and closed. The cabinets emptied and filled back up. I remember that on the program.
But what do you think it is?
I believe it could be an alien thing. I believe it could be a spiritual thing. You know, it could be ghosts or paranormal. Could be alien. I don't know, but there's definitely some sort of energy that's. I don't think they're messing with them. I think they're just like, hey, we're here. You know, whatever. That's just my opinion. I think, which I believe in ghosts and things like that, and afterlife and spirits, and I've seen some weird stuff in my day, and a lot of it wasn't drug inflicted.
Right. We need to have a mushroom podcast.
Oh gosh,
We need to have a shroom cast
a shroom cast.
with Wade Sweetie. Oh, you guys.
Oh my Lanta.
Of course, I'm just joking, guys.
Yeah,
I do not
that's
promote that
he
stuff.
does not, but we
do not do.
We've
anything
seen
like that.
mushrooms before out in the cemetery behind the studio back there.
Yeah, there's been a bunch back there.
Yeah.
But the Skinwalker Ranch thing is very interesting.
It is.
And the thing about it is people can go, it's the Six Flags or Disney World for the paranormal,
Yeah.
but paranoia too, because when you get there, I hear you're paranoid.
Oh, can you imagine what that energy feels like? Even if you didn't know, and you just went there, you would feel your hair stand up.
And if it wasn't
Just-
like documented from so many years back, it would be different. But
Yeah.
on the show, heck, they see UFOs on the show. I mean, it's obviously real.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that, and they just disappear and they reappear. And it's like, see, that's what gets me. It's like, the fact, okay, we know that there's alien life. I mean, whoever said, geez, whoever says there is, it has to be pretty dumb.
Yeah.
With that much big of a universe or whatever. How they get here is another story.
Yeah.
Or if I think the ones we see are already here, they're hanging out. I mean, it's like what the Bible describes as the Watchers or whatever. I mean, I know you have an opinion on that. What's your opinion on that? Because I'd really like to know.
I believe. Of course, I believe in aliens. You know that, but it goes all the way back to think about the petroglyphs, which I've got a bunch of petroglyph tattoos. I used to hike to them, take a picture back in the day when you took pictures and stuff. Then I have them tattooed on me, and I have seen the alien petroglyphs from, thousands and thousands of years ago that are spacecraft. Like they drew spacecraft, and then they drew strange-looking people. And what blows my mind about petroglyphs, and it's kind of what got me going on them as a kid, was the exact same petroglyphs were in the United States that are in China, that are in Egypt.
I know. That's what blows me away.
It's so somebody was traveling, somebody.
That's what blows me away. That's what's it's and the Bible
Yeah.
when it mentions the Watchers.
The Watchers.
That's where I have to raise an eyebrow and go, now hang on, are we talking about angels or are we talking about,
But it mentions
or is
angels.
it the same thing? That's my thing.
There you go. And who knows?
Is it the same thing? That's the questions. And I have a lot of people. I had one buddy, old Zeke. You know Zeke from St. Louis? He used to he runs a huge sound company up there.
I don't know the name, but it could just be another Zeke. It's a cool name.
James Stoll. They call him Ziggy. He's a live sound guy.
Okay.
He used to engineer for me. Really killer little engineer, man. I'm talking
Nice.
freaking. I mean, he really was good. I really miss him. But it all has to do with that era, the Green Wheel era. He was with the Green Wheel guys, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, he told me one night, he go, Malcolm, I'm a Gnostic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you tell a redneck you're Gnostic, you're wondering if you need to sit down. Do you need to sit down? Because do you need to sit down?
Some
You okay?
Tums, some Rolaids
What do you
or
mean?
something?
You need some Rolaids? Some piece of Pepto-Bismol?
I mean, something. I can get you something to help you
Some
out.
methylate on that sore you got or what? What the hell?
How big's your rash? I need to know.
If you're Gnostic, man, maybe you should sit down. They just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just don't give a shit. Man, I don't care. I ain't got time to think about that.
I get it, but
I get it too, but it seems like there's this thing embedded. I know me being from another planet, it's tough.
people,
But even me being from another planet, I'm going, hey man, there's something up with this Skinwalker Ranch thing. I'd like to know about it. It's nice. I think it's like exercising your mind to think about things that are different. I don't know.
but how do you base who you are
Right.
if you don't trace something back that far? If you don't in your head go,
That's
and
a
I mean,
good point.
everybody's got their thing, but if you can't in your head go, we came from something, the earth got here somehow, and if
Right.
but creative minds are weird anyway, we know that. So artists
true.
and producers and musicians and actors and all those people are just, we're wired different.
We are, and it's funny. Relationships too.
Yep.
I think we always think of the worst possible scenario first.
Yep.
It's either she's dead or she's messing around on me. One of the two.
Yeah.
So answer
Yeah.
the damn phone.
Yeah.
And my exes or girlfriends in the past that didn't work out, they didn't understand a creative mind at all. If they had, they would have understood that.
Yeah.
The one I'm with now, of course, she understands, or she'd be back with me.
Right.
After 9 years, I think she'd be gone too. But you're either dead or you're messing around
That's
on
right.
me.
And my
Yeah, but-
my girl's a musician too, so she's got the syndrome too,
And
where we're
you're either an alien,
Yeah.
or if you don't believe in them, then you're probably, I don't know. I'm not going to say all creative people believe in aliens, but I would say majority of them.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think I've met many that doesn't believe in. Now the Bigfoot thing's a big thing because
Yeah.
that's the biggest mystery of my life, I guess, is that particular. Why I'm infatuated with that? I guess because when I was a kid, I was infatuated with Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Now
What was your Bigfoot? What how were you opened up to that? Do you remember?
man, when I saw the Peterson film,
Okay.
there was something on YouTube about that again today, about how they proved that was not a human in an outfit. But when I saw the Peterson film as a little kid, you could understand. I mean, you were probably the same way when you
Yeah.
saw it.
Yep.
You had to look at it and go, that thing sure doesn't look like a human. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like a human in an outfit. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing. I mean, the way the feet do,
Yeah.
and the way the arms are, and it's got ripped up fur on it like it's been in the briars, and if it was a costume, it'd look brand new. You can see the details in the muscles. And I've never seen anybody walk like that before.
No, or even be able to mimic that just by human motion. I watched some of the people trying to debunk that,
Right.
and they proved that a human can't move that way. It doesn't. Our muscles don't go. Our joints don't work that way.
If it was something but if it wasn't outfit, it was way before its time.
Yeah.
Hollywood didn't even have anything that good. And the thing actually has a look on its face that's like going, "Hey, I don't know if I'm scared or from what, but I'm getting the hell away from you."
Yeah.
You know, and things a female obviously it has boobs on it, which I know a lot of my buddies that were really fascinated with that part when I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, but the thing does look. It's a female for sure, and it's like, man, it's the things that go around it, like, But here's my thing. Okay,
All right. Here we go.
and I'm gonna make a short film about this. I've got to.
Okay.
I got this idea for a short film, and I'm telling you, you got to go with me.
I'm in. Let's do it.
We're gonna go up to Washington State. We're gonna go camping.
Okay.
And we're gonna take our ammo, our guns, and we're gonna get gunned up and everything and go up there. Or if not, hey man, let's go to East Tennessee. I heard there's a lot. There's a lot of them out there. Been seen anyway. And we're gonna be sitting around cooking, and all of a sudden we hear this rustling in the forest, and we turn around and there's Bigfoot.
All right.
And he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!" I was just wanting to know what y'all are cooking smells mighty good. If you guys, I'd like something to eat, I'll give you some autographs, some photographs. If you need more autographs, get some photos. Us, hang out.
Yeah.
And let's say that he came into the camp and we actually sit down with him.
Yeah.
And he finds out we're record producers and you're a rock star, and we got Scotty Austin. There we go. He finds out who we are. What does he do? He's like, "Well, I've got some songs for you."
Oh my God.
And he sits down and starts playing us some tunes.
All right.
And we video this whole thing, and we talked to him, and he's like, "Well, we want to do some recording on you. We want to produce you. We're going to all co-produce a record on you. We're going to play and everything."
Yeah.
And he comes here. Well, let's say in the short film, what I want to do is we got to take a detour to Las Vegas and pick up his buddy Elvis.
Elvis. Okay.
And then us come here and we're doing Elvis. Do a song on Elvis.
Is Elvis full grown or is he a short little guy?
Oh, Elvis
Full grown
Elvis.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a little older now.
Okay.
But anyway, let's skip the craziness and say he didn't have any songs. But let's say he introduces us to his family.
Okay.
Talking about how hot his wife is. Of course, she's a big old hairy, gorilla looking thing like Bigfoot is.
Yeah.
And then we take these videos and we make it public.
Yeah. I think it's great.
But who would believe it?
Well,
Nobody.
I don't think anybody would believe it, but they would be entertained. They would be completely entertained. I guarantee you that.
Well, but what if Bigfoot did? Like, oh, don't shoot.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great.
I mean, it'd be awesome. But no one would ever believe it was really
No.
Bigfoot. They say, "Oh, it's some dude in an outfit."
Yeah,
but that's what I mean about these Bigfoot sightings and stuff, and that's what's sad.
Yeah.
Because I can see how people make money on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like if, let's say me and you, see, it was a bad example, but we did get my son, which he's a tall son of a gun,
Yeah.
and he put him up in an outfit and let him cut across the graveyard back here behind the studio, and we videoed it or whatever, and we put it on YouTube and all that stuff, and we got 1 million hits off of it.
Yeah.
Of course, we wouldn't make much money off of hitting 1 million hits, but if it hit 100 million hits,
Yeah.
then we make some serious cash off
There
of
we
it.
go.
So you got to say people do it for the money,
Going for it. Yeah.
but which is a shame.
It is. We wrote a Bigfoot song here with Dakota.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So I grew up in Berea, Kentucky. There's a place called Buffalo Holler. That's in the song that we wrote. And my uncles, so my mom's side of the family is Native American, and they were trappers. Okay, like in the 70s, that was the job. I know you know that, but a lot of people don't now. But they would trap animals and sell their pelts, and that's how they made their living. So they would do that all winter long, and
Right.
then just do whatever they wanted to in the summer. Well, they all said they've seen Bigfoot twice in Buffalo Holler.
Wow.
So they smelled some sort of weird, funky, they described it as like a pea smell, but a strange smell. And then they all seen Bigfoot. And most of them are gone now, but that's what that song was about, was never go to Buffalo Holler alone.
Right.
But, yeah, they got me believing it when I was a kid, you know. And I've camped up in there, and there's a lot of weird, they say a lot of paranormal stuff, too, in that area. But I've heard stuff that I can't explain there. Some different, I don't know, like you've heard a screech owl. They make some weird noises, but this wasn't a screech owl. But I've heard cats. I've heard everything up there, you know.
So did you hear the one dude, hey, are we going to get in trouble playing that?
Oh, sidetrack?
Sidetrack. We know you're sidetrack. The Bigfoot call from Minnesota Bigfoot guy. We were trying to get him on the show.
Rick said, was Malcolm supposed to call me?
Man. Okay, good. We're fixing to get TJ on here because this shit's going to be funny.
Oh, that'll be good. Hey, sidetrack, is there a Diet Mountain Dew out there in that bag by my backpack? So I can wet my whistle.
Mountain Dew.
My poison.
I'm trying my best not to have a cigarette, but boom. Oh.
Yeah, thank you, man.
You get this thing going where I can call. Let me see here. Hang on. This is the fun part. This is where it gets fun. TJ right there.
Have you started screen recording?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Did you? Hang on. Do I have it?
Oh, you got it.
There you go. All right.
Just call them?
Yep. There you go.
That's magical. Did you see that move all on its own?
I know. Did you see that? What was that?
I don't know.
It really happened?
It did. First, I thought he was doing something, then I'm like, no, he's just walking. He's not doing anything.
We got to get him on the...
TJ's not even going to answer. He knows I'm here.
No, he's not.
He knows I'm here. He's too busy.
No, he was excited about talking to you.
Yeah, I love TJ, man. He's a great dude. Unavailable. It zoomed in again. Did you see that? It went in on you and then back out.
Wow, that's awesome.
I don't know how it's doing it. I guess it just...
That's badass.
That's neat. It does it by itself. That's pretty cool.
We're
like the old guy.
It's Emmanuel Taylor, Goofy.
Sidetrack.
Jesus.
It's sidetrack.
We're getting him back.
Let's try it again. We'll try it again.
That's just not even fair.
I bet he's fixing his hair. DJ's fixing his hair, without a doubt. Without a doubt. We had on the new Brotherhood song yesterday. I was here tracking Dusty Lee, hip hop guy, doing stuff here for the Brotherhood song. Real talented dude, man. That was a lot of fun. He can sing. He can sing and rap and do the whole thing, and writes real good music. And
Dusty Lee.
He's part of the, I don't know what the label's called, but he's part of Demon Jones, part of his camp. Demon's one of the big hip hop guys. If you don't know him, people don't know. Not everybody follows that. But
hey, sidetrack. Would you mind if I smoked a cigarette?
I don't mind a bit.
Mick, you bring me a cigarette, buddy.
We named him Sidetrack today.
Yeah.
Because he's easily sidetracked. So he's got a lot going on in his head. He's doing a good job though.
He's doing great. Jackson is doing great. Did you bring me you got a lighter?
Yeah.
And an ashtray? I mean, he doesn't give a shit.
Or as Hugo used to call it, a thingamajigga. Whatchamacallit.
I think we should call Rick on
We'd call Rick. I'm sure he'd be happy to. Rick's always got his hair fixed, so it's. I feel like he wakes up in the middle of the night and brushes his hair too. He's got some hair for sure. FaceTime Rick Monroe.
Look at that thing, man.
Screen recording.
Oh no, here's TJ here.
Oh, TJ's back.
Boom.
Accept.
All right.
There's that guy.
Oh, shit, I know that guy.
I know that guy. Oh.
There we go.
And
Boom. Now
we're recording now.
Now we are. Now we're recording.
What room are you in? Oh, you're in your vocal booth.
In the vocal booth.
In a vocal booth, man.
Dude, that's cool. How long have you had that set up for?
Oh, we set it up, man, for the podcast and stuff.
It wasn't this way yesterday. I tracked vocals in here yesterday.
Dude, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
He was saying you probably were fixing your hair. That's why you didn't.
Ah, whatever.
Oh Lord! Hey, listen. We want to get you in on the. We were talking about the dang Skinwalker Ranch thing a while ago, and how intriguing that is. That's pretty intriguing stuff, man. If you guys don't know, this is TJ. He's one of my best friends. He has a company. What's the name? I'm terrible, dude.
McDonald's.
Always tell us about yourself, TJ. Come on, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just a normal guy. I run a company called National Acts. I do VIPs for a bunch of touring bands.
National Acts, yeah.
Yeah.
And does a great job at it.
He does, man.
Got a lot of good bands on his roster too.
He does, man. I'm impressed. He's got some great bands on there.
Yep.
It's pretty impressive. And I know the COVID-19 thing hit him hard, man.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, dude.
I think
it just hit everybody hard.
But you're up kicking ass now, ain't you?
Dude, it's weird. Like, all of a sudden, February hit, like 2 months to the day almost. And it was just like fucking boom. Everybody was back touring and, or planning tours. And like, it was just crazy.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up now because we're not used to that pace, as far as a buyer and at the venue, that side of it. So you too.
Dude. Yeah, I would imagine you guys are getting ready, right? For all the stuff you guys got going on.
Yeah, the band is doing a lot of stuff, and then the venue is just wide open, man. More shows than we've ever had coming up this year, which is great. I mean, I love it. It's a lot of work, but thank goodness I get to tour and get away some.
Right? Yeah, I know. Everybody's making up for lost time. It's so weird.
It's changed the industry.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, it seems like it almost gave everybody kind of a push, though, to me. I know it laid down for a long time, but it seems to me like everybody's just kind of up and going now, and really running hard.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the people who wasn't really prepared or wasn't the bigger bands probably aren't going to be back out.
No.
They just failed and went back to a normal job and probably not coming back to touring and stuff, So survival of the fittest, I guess that's what they call call kind of the music holocaust, because it was like everybody who wasn't real big, they went home. Bigger guys stood and kept keeping on going. It's just kind of weird, kind of odd. But a lot of independent labels closed down.
Yeah,
bigger independents.
A lot of venues. They had. I don't remember what the percentage was of venues that actually shut down.
The venues, dude. I'm gonna tell you, Exit in here. It got sold.
That's insane.
Yeah. It got sold.
No shit.
Yeah,
that place got
it
sold.
did. But now they're still doing shows there. I went to a show there to see the other LA, the band, the other LA, and it was good. And Michael, of course, from Vampires Everywhere. But we went there, and there was quite a few people there, man. And you had to have a Vax card to get in.
Wow.
That was what blew me away. I mean, it definitely wasn't a dead crowd. I mean, it definitely wasn't dead.
Well, the Ryman sold this past week.
Is that Vax
Ryman
card?
Auditorium, yeah.
Is that Vax card only?
They were doing both ways. It depends on the band, I think, with them.
Okay.
But the Ryman Auditorium sold to another company, and they're not going to be. It's still going to be called the Ryman, but they're doing 4 levels of different stuff now. So it's not just music. It's going to have food. It's going to have
the Ryman,
history.
but really, it's the dang It's the original
Grand Ole Opry.
Grand Ole Opry.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been in there, TJ?
Yeah.
It's pretty freaking awesome. Carl Schenkel, he was up. He played in the band. He was playing for somebody that played there one night. I went up there to watch him, and he looked like he was in heaven. I mean, it was pretty awesome stage, man. I mean, amazing stage. But anyway, let's get to the good stuff here.
Talking about Bigfoot and shit.
We're going in. We're going in on the TJ.
Folks, TJ constantly pisses me off about Bigfoot. And he sends me stuff all the time, memes and stuff like that aren't very nice about my mascot. The guy who really runs the company here is Bigfoot. So So anyway, so what's your take on Bigfoot?
I don't know, man. I believe in aliens. I think there's some crazy paranormal shit out there, ghosts, whatever. But man, like Chupacabra, but I don't know, man. Where is he? Like, if he's real, where is he?
Well, it's funny because the last podcast with Scotty Austin was like, they only found the silverback gorilla.
In the 80s?
It was in the 1900s.
Okay.
When they found like 1910 or something like that was when they found the silverback gorilla, and that's a pretty populated, out in the open type of guy over there.
Yeah.
In the Congo there, buddy. That's pretty out in the open. How you can miss a silverback gorilla? I don't know, but Bigfoot. Well, what are they seeing? What are people seeing? That's what I want to know. Okay, so if it's not a Bigfoot or whatever, it's not a freaking bipedal 10-foot tall ape, then what is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
I would say.
What up?
It's Frazier.
Huh?
It's Frazier.
What the hell? Come on in, come on. We got it. This is great. Scott Frazier just walked through the door, man. How you doing, man? Wait,
It's a small world in Nashville.
Come on, you got time?
I gotta say.
Come on, get on, sit down, man.
Have a seat,
We're
man.
stuck.
Been here, Scott Wilson. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you.
You know Scott Wilson, don't you?
I do.
We go back to Vietnam.
Yeah, back in there.
Yeah. We had one foxhole, one pair of boots.
Yeah. We shared it.
Phone's on
Yep.
now. Man, how you been?
I'm good, bro. Come and see these knuckleheads here next door.
I can even recognize you. Who's the band?
Because I'm old as shit now. You kidding me?
You know TJ?
What's up, TJ?
Hey, what's up, man?
I thought y'all knew each other. You know who this is, don't you? He's managed Saving Abel for years.
Yeah, I was gonna say you managed Saving Abel like back in the day.
I did, yeah.
Shaving navels.
Shaving Abels.
Saving Abel. And bunch of Flaw. He just did some stuff with Flaw this last.
Managed Volbeat and
Volbeats.
yeah.
Nice, dude.
Man,
Doing the country thing now.
so
that country kid is
he doing good?
Dude. 70 million streams right now.
Wow.
70 million.
Who is it?
Bailey Zimmerman.
Okay.
Yeah, we just signed into Warner.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who over at Warner?
So it's Lacey and Hendrix, and then
Okay.
Electra. It's Mike Easterlin and Greg Nadell. And
Oh, I know Greg.
Yeah. I just had lunch with him.
That's so funny.
Yeah, dude. I heard your voice as soon as I popped in. I'm like, oh my god, it's Malcolm, the
You know
legend.
this is exactly why I want to do the podcast, is because of stuff like this, because this is perfect. It's perfect. TJ's a non-believer in Bigfoot, by the way, so...
I'm with you, TJ.
Oh,
Listen. That was so you and I. Okay.
You're not a believer in Bigfoot.
I'm not, because I've never seen any remains ever.
Well, I mean,
Plus, man, it's like all the people that believe in Bigfoot, and Malcolm, you're excluded from this because I love you, and I know you.
Likewise.
But like,
I'm
they're
too
all
close to him,
kinda
so he can punch me. So
they're all kind of this kooky, like they believe in some wacky shit. And
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I'm just like how come there's never been one unearthed? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, there's never been one dug up. There's not like.
But who's to say it's not covered up?
Well, I mean, that's
Because we all know certain agencies
Guys.
that do things like that.
Well, Scott, what do you believe? You think that Bigfoot's real?
I do, yeah. I was telling a story earlier before you got on that my uncles were trappers. So they were Native Americans. My mom's side was Native American. But in the 70s, trapping was a job. You know, you sell the pelts. People wore fur coats. So they all saw Bigfoot twice, according to them.
No shit.
But I do know they drank a lot of beer. So I don't know. But growing up, because I heard that from the time I was, 3 years old, whatever, it made me believe it, And I'm an outdoors guy, man. I grew up
Me
camping
too.
every weekend. I don't get to do as much as I used to. Well, I don't hardly get to do it at all. But lots of stuff, growing up, people saying they saw it in this one certain area called Buffalo Holler. I know, holler. Is that even a word, though?
It is.
Is it really a word?
No, I don't think it is, but it is.
It is. I know it is here.
Yeah,
but
it is.
It is us.
Buffalo Holler. I mean, the sign says holler. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I've never seen evidence that, other than on TV, you know what I mean? I've never seen in-person stuff, so I don't know. I like to believe stuff, though. I enjoy it.
All I can say is this.
Yeah.
Me too.
Look, hey, if you guys though, I'm serious. Like we started planning a trip, a real trip. But where I went to above Jim
Washington, right? Yeah.
What was where Monster Quest does their investigation, and so we went up there, and it's so funny because I was with an artist, I was producing at the time. And here's what's funny: I told the old lady, I'm like, we're gonna go out there hardcore camping, and all that stuff. Here we are, like, I'm talking like this is like behind back was with the tour bus,
Yeah.
We got the bus back there, though, guys. I mean, but I'm telling you, we went where Monster Quest did their investigation, right? And we hiked in. It's so funny because when people start talking about hiking in, now I look at it totally different. Look, man, we hiked in 7 miles.
Yeah.
And that sounds really easy. But if you're going straight up a hill and you're a smoker and you're 50 years old, all of a sudden 7 miles is a long ass ways.
Yeah.
But no, we man, Fraser, you know what I saw? I saw nothing. That's what scared me. But it wasn't any squirrels. There wasn't any raccoons. We left food out at night to see if it never ever bothered it.
Bears,
and
nothing.
There wasn't even any birds. You wouldn't even hear. This is the middle of a rainforest. 36 miles into a rainforest, hiked in 7 miles, and we saw nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. The chances of that is about zero. Something's scaring the hell out of something out there, and whatever it is, in this particular place, they said, well, around that area, there have been 500 people come up missing in the last 4 years. Well, I thought, 500 people. I got to figure that's one a month.
That's a lot of people.
That's one a month. That's a lot of people. So I'm just saying, hey, that my thing is there's no doubt something, but what is it?
Yeah.
I don't believe this. Guys, this is funny. The guy that mows our yard, I tell TJ about this one day. Remember he tell you about this guy? So look, the guy who mows our yard out here at Universal, we were talking one day, and he goes, hey, they spotted a Bigfoot down here that big cave, Mammoth Cave, right?
Okay.
And he said, yeah, but you know what that was? That was the Bigfoot looking for the wounded gray alien. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? He actually said that. I went, what in the hell is he talking about?
I've never heard
the
of
wounded
that.
gray alien. That's what the Bigfoot's doing. Looking for the wounded gray alien. So that's why TJ has this thing about the Bigfoot
TJ.
people.
You and I, we'll just, I'll holler at you.
Did you ever find out what the wounded gray alien
I
is?
don't have any idea what he was talking
Hey,
about.
sidetrack, look that up. See if there's something.
TJ, he owns a VIP company. He handles a lot of big rock bands. I mean, a lot of big rock bands, VIPs and stuff like that. National acts is what they're
Yeah, like Sound Rink. Like what Sound Rink is doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except smaller.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, does
We
a great
should
job.
talk, dude. I'll throw you some business.
He does a great job. We were
let's
looking
do
for
it.
Fuck yeah.
Love to. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's funny
I'll hit
because
up Malcolm after the podcast. I'll get your number.
Scott, I'm gonna tell you what, man. Whatever he touches does good, and I tell everybody that.
Oh, you're kind, man.
When they're looking for a manager, I always go, well, Scott Fraser, whatever, he might be hard on you. He might work the shit out of you. But if you want to work, he's gonna work the shit out of you. But you may not like him for that.
Yeah,
But he always makes shit happen.
There's always something they don't like me for, but whatever, man.
Dude.
As long as there's deposit slips happening, I don't really think anybody has a problem with it, man. They're like, we're fucking mad at him, but damn it, we're putting money in the bank. So there's that.
There you go.
Because it does matter if you make money.
Yeah,
I don't know why that's so important these days. Because but it's funny, the music business. Hey, I love why I'm doing this podcast to get everybody's freaking in the music business, people's view on freaking aliens and Bigfoot. So
what about aliens?
I know.
I'm not into that either.
Really?
No.
Yeah. No. So okay.
Wow.
Well, okay. Here's my theory on that. So I guess I can speak freely. So
Well, yeah.
I'm a believer in Christ. So there's that. But
I too.
But I also believe that I don't know if necessarily know that they're aliens, but I believe that they might be like something evil,
Right.
or like fallen angels or some shit. Like that's my theory. Like okay,
Yeah.
okay, aliens. Like some woo, I don't know, but like from a spirit world kind of perspective, yeah, I think that might be what people think as aliens
That's what I think
might
of.
be that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
The Watchers.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, in the Bible where it talks about the Watchers, that's where I have a thing with it, and whatever we're seeing in the skies and whatever it is, it's here. It's not appearing from another planet.
Yeah.
It's here. They're here. They're not. It's not from some other planet. They just come arriving. Hey man, what's up? They're sitting like, oh man, let's go to Earth on Saturday night, man. Hang out, freaking,
No, I think they've been here the whole time.
Yeah, I do too, and I think that's the thing. Aliens, Bigfoot, aliens, angels, stuff like that. That's described in the Bible. Like, I mean, there has to be something to it.
I believe that's my theory. I think it's like, okay, it's not aliens from like some other planet, like some other civilization that was created. So I believe God created it all. But I think that there's I think it's the fallen angels, man. And like to anybody else, they'd be like, oh my God, I saw a freaking alien. It's like, no, you saw something like that was...
Supreme being.
Yeah.
That's been a term that's been used.
Yeah.
So it could be...
and it could even be demonic too, man.
Right.
I had a UFO experience.
Okay.
Did you really?
Ago. It was but it wasn't like the usual thing. Like it was like around like dusk, like right when it was just about to get dark outside, and I was walking, and it was like a mile away from my house, and I just looked up, and it was this ball, and it was like. And I thought it was a drone. Like, I thought it was like a Google, they were like mapping some shit or whatever. And but it just stopped me in my tracks, and it was about 50 feet in the air. And it was probably it was 4 or 5 feet around. And it was like this gray, I don't know, it was just like a ball. And it was going it had no sound. And it was just going really, really slow. And it was going in this perfectly straight line. And I just stopped. And I watched it, and I watched it it went for a couple miles, and then I just, finally lost track of it. But dude, it was so weird, and I didn't think anything of it. And then I went on MUFON.
I do know what that is, yeah.
And I looked it up, and there were people in the exact same, I don't know what you would call it, but a couple miles back from where I saw it, they saw the exact same thing that I saw, and they reported it.
And where do you live?
I don't know what it was, but I was like,
where was that?
Yeah, where do you live?
California.
That's right.
So
yeah, so
I'll tell you
what it was, man, but it was definitely not it was not a plane. It wasn't a helicopter. It wasn't. I don't think it was a drone. It made no sound. It was so weird.
Interesting.
Anyway.
That's awesome.
I didn't really believe
awesome.
believe in them until. I know you've heard my story about it, but it's like when I was 16, me and my girlfriend, we were going to the movies, and you know how Missouri is. It's got those back ways to get into here, back ways to get into there, and what happened was we had taken this back way into this place called Saxon, Missouri, and it was like, you know, it was freezing. I remember it was the middle of winter. It was cold, and I had one of those CJ5s with a cloth top. And, well, man, we turned off to go down this back way, and everybody on the freaking road is pulled over on the side of the road. Then everybody on the big highway turned around on 55 there, and everybody was pulled over. Well, I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I pulled over, and they're all out of the car looking up. So I got out of the Jeep, whatever, I looked up, and this thing, sorry about that. I don't know who's called me. Somebody want me to buy some more Viagra or something. So anyway, so I get out of the dang Jeep and look up, and there's this thing, and it's so massive though. It goes from one end of the sky to the other. I mean, it was massive, and it was like blinking on and off. It's nothing like any other UFO sightings you hear of. I've never even heard of anybody see anything like this. And it had swirls in it, like it looked like it was like whatever it was. It did look like it just got here, and it was having trouble. Like it was I don't know. It sounds silly, but you know, like it had some kind of thing that made it invisible, and it was having trouble or something. It was so wild. It's funny because at our class reunion, you know, I was telling it the last time we had a class reunion, I was, you know, we talk about it all the time because it's one thing that changed my mind about the whole alien thing. And actually, we didn't even go to the movies. We turned around and went home because I said everything's changing now. And sure enough, on the news, it was like, yeah, we had some visitors from another planet, and they scrambled jets from here, scrambled jets from there, and you know, and well, one of them said they thought they had saw something, and well, anyway, today in sports, and it was off to that. I went, whoa, now that's how it's done. That's how it's done. Because this thing, there had to be at least 10,000 people see this thing. It was that huge. And then you think about the lights of Phoenix and all that stuff that people, you know, you go, how many times has that happened? Had they come here from another planet? I mean, as big as the universe is, I mean, you'd be putting God in a box if you said that there wasn't life out there. Now, but he made it where we couldn't reach each other, or maybe they're just watching us.
Yeah, we're not
finding our weaknesses.
We're not supposed to understand that either. I don't think our minds are made to grasp.
Well, speaking of aliens, I'm gonna run next door and.
Good to see you.
You too, bro.
Good to see you, man. So, what band is Kyle doing?
Saul.
Well, I'm about to get Kyle on the podcast too, man. We're just doing this. It's kind of, man, we're having fun, man.
Well, he's so they had Johnny. They wrote with Johnny a couple days. Johnny Andrews and.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you know Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just super stoked that Kyle's doing the record.
Kyle is awesome.
He's
man.
freaking great.
Matter of fact, I was talking about him earlier about you know, he's got
great
that
songwriter.
That new sound. He's got that new sound. Who was you telling me about the other day that was such a good producer that you heard the mixer? This new guy.
Drew Folk's kind of the guy. Right now.
Drew's great. I love Drew.
Yeah.
We use Zach Jones too. Zach's really good. I have a band called Afterlife, and he did that record. But
cool.
Oh, nice.
that new Pro Tools digital sound, you know.
Yeah.
Real, you know.
Kyle's next door, right? They're just right next door.
Yeah. You put them on the console, I'll kill them.
Yo, man. Good to chat, man.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man.
See you, bro.
Hey,
sir.
hey, come back over later, man.
I'll stop in and
we'll be
say
over.
hello. I love you, man.
I love you too.
Never know who you're going to see.
God just
Hey, man, I gotta hop out too, man. My car is. I gotta go pick up my car. It's getting fixed.
All right, brother. You take care, man.
Watch out for the UFOs and aliens.
You watch for the UFOs and aliens, brother.
Good to see you.
All right, hey Scott, it's good to see you, buddy.
Take care, man.
Take care, man.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Wow, that was great. I think this is by far the best one we've done.
Cool.
By far the best podcast we've done. See,
Pop ins, pop outs. Never know.
Well, I want to. I can't smoke in front of TJ. He'll go nuclear, man.
Yeah.
No, man. You know what? He just cares about me. You know.
Yep.
And stuff. And the thing is, he'll see the podcast and see I said this, which is even more funny. But he's such a good guy, man.
He is. He's a great guy.
And man, I halfway stop smoking, and then I get right back into it, and something will happen, and you know,
our jobs are very strange, and people don't understand what it's like to be locked in a room in front of a computer for 100 hours, you know, or plus a week, you know.
Right.
battling with your mind. How far do you take the edits? How far do you not? It's a habit driving sort of occupation.
Well, it is.
Just you're in your own head all the time.
Where I am, can't.
Or you're trying to work a lighter, one of the two.
One or two. Well, this lighter doesn't work.
Sidetrack broke it.
God dang it! Sidetrack got sidetracked.
He did.
Sidetrack wants me to quit smoking too. Obviously.
That's what he was doing. He's like, I'm gonna break this lighter.
Thank you, there, Sidetrack. Dude, what a great nickname.
I love it. It fits him.
Sidetrack.
Too.
I like it too.
Even the looks, it fits his looks. It's
So
good name for it.
So it's funny because I'm writing a book called What the Fuck Was I Thinking?
Okay.
And then TJ's writing a book called And I'm the Asshole.
Nice.
And he's got some pretty dang good stories about, and I'm the asshole.
Yeah.
Because I just, you know what I mean? Because you know how it goes. Like somebody just decides not to pay you
Yeah.
for something or something like that, and you're the asshole. Somehow you end up being the asshole.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I'm trying not to cuss as much on here so I can get some of my.
I'm writing a book.
Are you?
Yeah. It's you're gonna love this because it's totally a Malcolm Springer title. So we did this audio book in my studio for publisher New York City, big outfit,
Right.
thing. You got to get like 15 people to get a draft sent for money. Like go through all these channels of this department, that big of a place.
Right.
Anyway, and I told them my book idea, and they loved it. They said, I don't know if we can do it, but because of the title. But imagine walking through the airport. Just, you're like, man, gosh, whatever. I got an hour to kill. Let me go in here and get myself some water or soda,
Right.
some chips at the store. And you walk by the bookstore and you see this front of a book. And it says, Bro Jobs. Just imagine that. Big old title, Bro Jobs. And then below it, it says, The Keys to the Music Industry. And what it is, it's like you and I, we've traded work a long time.
Right.
Friends, connections, whatever. And that's what the whole industry is, bro jobs. Your bro gets you that job. And you can't really get a job in this industry unless somebody says, nope, yeah, he's awesome. Or I like him.
Right.
Or I know him. So that's
That's
what
true.
it's about. And tell some stories in it. I've got some outlines that I've typed up. Well, you don't type up now. You just talk into a microphone that types it for you. But some mock-ups and some outlines of stories that people.
So you're
have told
serious
me.
about the book?
I'm dead serious. Bro jobs.
Well,
The keys to the music industry
let me put this out.
and every industry.
Well, my thing is I guess more than anything, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah,
Should be titled a little bit differently.
I think it's great.
It's the psychics of the mind and how the mind works. It worked like that during the 80s. There's albums that you thought sounded great that you listen to now and go, man, they sound terrible.
Yeah.
And your heroes all of a sudden still are your heroes musically, but not sonically.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact. I mean, to me, I listened to some records. I'm not going to say what, but there was one particular one I listened to not long ago that I went, "Oh my God, that sounds nothing like what my mind made it sound like when I was a kid."
Yep.
When I was a kid, this record sounded. This was the shit. This was what came. This is what came out and trumped everything.
Yeah.
Now I'm super lucky because I got to remix a lot of the old records, and I'm definitely not talking bad about anybody. There was a decline in the sound around 1973, 74. I did the Johnny Cash stuff. I remixed a lot of that stuff. And, got it ready for the Atmos thing, and I'm gonna tell you, the sounds are unreal. I mean, breathtaking. I mean, they're so engineered so well. And, and then you get to 73, 74, you start heading downhill pretty hard, But in the 80s, it went real bad.
Yeah.
Besides stuff that Bob Rock engineered.
Yeah.
Like some of the Bon Jovi stuff I did,
Yeah.
that I worked on. I pulled his tracks up and I went, now this guy knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, I've heard raw tracks of his.
And I mean, seriously, somebody I would like to definitely talk to, and get to know, because Bob Rock is his engineering skills were off the ledger. I mean, and they were trumped everybody's back then.
And like nobody else. The sounds were that different too.
And the way he arranged his track arrangements, though, Scott, was what intrigued me, where he had, he stacked them. So of course, they had 24 track analog, so he's stacking percussion on top of all this other stuff, and it's on these tracks, like background vocal tracks, and you'll have a background vocal track with a shaker in it and stuff like that. He's splitting it off on the SSL, and he's just muting and unmuting, automating as it goes along.
Yep.
And the vocal comps were seamless. I mean, you hear every once in a while, you hear boom, boom, just a little bit, boom, just a little, boom,
Yeah, just a bump.
just bump in it. Where the head hit the. Where he punched in on, John Bon Jovi's vocals.
Yep.
It's just like, whoa! It's like really, man, really intriguing. How great that guy is at engineering, and not to knock on any of the young guys that are out today, but I don't know if a lot of them would have made it back in our days,
Right.
when we had to start. We started, and I tell you what, you missed a punch, you were done.
Oh yeah.
That's your career, and the guy who had the balls stepped up to bat the punch, and the guys who didn't have the balls, well, they stayed out in the hallway, and they became the night guys, and sooner or later they became studio managers, and then they became something else other than an engineer, because that's just the way things were.
And
that's how it was for you too, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You were over at Sound Kitchen, wasn't you?
I did Sound Kitchen, cut tape there. I started getting coffee and doing whatever, and then wound up starting to cut about 14, 15 years old. Started learning to cut. And looking back, I don't know how we ever did any of that. Like, just the patience it took.
I know
We sit here and edit for 200 hours and, on everything that we record now. But that, you can't hear it until you're done.
Right.
You have to go, that's where I think it goes.
Right.
That's my mark. And then you put it all back together and listen to it and then go, oh man, do it again.
Well, for me, there were so many days that I could say that's the day I became a man.
Oh yeah.
But one of them was the day that Alison Krauss and Gillian Welch, when I was engineering for T-Bone Burnett, and him leaving a piece of paper with a list of edits, and it's all analog, and there's no drums, there's no kick to splice to. Here's the edits, hands me the thing, and that's the day I became a man, as an engineer anyway. It was much later in life when I became a real man as in life, but that was the day I went, okay, this is the big time. I mean, I remember I dropped the phone when I was told I was going to work for him, and still see him every once in a while. He comes through the backyard back here, I guess he's back here smoking some pot or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he comes through here, and but and I know he can remember that moment because, but that's what's great about T-Bone Burnett. Now, that's a real producer. If you want a real producer, I mean, there you go. He made me feel, after engineering for him, I felt like I'd been engineering for him my whole life. Like I was nothing I couldn't do. Like I was invincible. I was bulletproof. And did you ever have that moment for you? Did you ever have a moment like that?
'Cause I'm just trying to think as a hand. Here's one. Here's a good one. So my mentor was 8 years older than me. His name was Houston Parker. Lived in Richmond. Engineering cat. Great arranger. Never really did that. Just didn't care about it. But, we did stuff together, and he's just a real good arranger. He kind of taught me the beginning of my craft we did a band called Super Fuzz. Remember them in the 90s?
I do remember that band, yeah.
So Super Fuzz, Dave Angstrom was the singer's name, guitar player, in a garage.
Right.
With 57s on the drums, just 57s, and and then watching him, I guess I was 16, 17, so I've been doing it a minute, I had an idea of what I'm doing, but still didn't have the confidence.
Right.
And after watching him in that garage track these drums, and they sounded like we were over here in Studio A, it's... And learning what he did, I still can't do what he did, but it's a gift. I've got my own style and my own thing, but he had a certain gift in the way that he could even just, his hi-hats cut a certain way, but they were big,
Mm-hmm.
Doing that record and being part of that and watching it made me feel like, okay, this is big time, man, And that band was just getting their legs, at that point. And I had already, been in the studio with, I've been in studio with Lori Morgan. I was just there, shadowing, getting coffee. I don't know. There's a lot of those moments. I still get.
I got coffee for Lori Morgan too.
Did you?
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. That was I guess I was 18. I was over at Emerald Sound.
Okay.
Andrew Kotz, the guy who runs Big Machine,
Yep.
That's how we're so tight, that guy's known me longer than anybody else in this town.
Oh, wow.
It's so funny. I've never done a record for Big Machine, probably will one of these days.
Yeah.
But
it is a big machine now.
yeah.
It's a big machine.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to their rock bands, and that's not what I do. But, what I do is what I do.
Yeah.
I do rock bands that sound like rock bands.
But you can do anything, though. I mean, you can.
Oh, thank you, man. But
you can. I mean, we've talked in private before, but the way you arrange, the way you mix, you have your thing you like to do. But I've also seen you come out of that and do other things that are amazing too, that aren't exactly what you do, but you do it, and it's well too. It's amazing.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, there was a quote that a comment I made about you the other day on that lion thing. And I don't even know what that thing's about.
I don't understand it.
I don't either.
It's just another platform, is what I was told, and everybody's telling me.
It's kind of a weird thing, but I had told him that you're the best vibe in the studio that I've ever been around.
Thanks,
and
man.
then, I mean, that is true. And I remember. It's funny because the Drew Lyons thing's doing pretty good, man. We're on the charts. We're on the charts, doing good.
That's the first thing we co-produced together.
Yeah. What number did it come in? 20 something.
26, I want to say. I'm not positive though.
That's not bad. Not bad.
They sent me the numbers, but I don't remember now.
But I remember because I got on Drew's ass pretty bad because he was in here. He was putting down some bars.
Yeah.
And I was like, so is that what the hell is that what you flew all the way down here from Green Bay to give us that? I remember look on your face like, oh shit. I got on his ass pretty hard. He's a good guy. He's a damn good guy, man.
He's a good guy. He works hard too. He doesn't care to put in the legwork for it. Rick Monroe just walked in.
Rick Monroe just walked in. Come on, Rick Monroe. Well, oh,
with
Lord
his
have
lustrous
mercy.
locks.
The world has stopped. Rick Monroe has entered the room.
Because the Rick Monroe is here.
All right, man. This was awesome.
All
man.
that is the Rick.
Scott Frazier just came in for a minute too, man.
Really?
Man, I'm taking my headphones off. He ain't gonna have my headphones on. Hang on. So hey,
I got ugly ears, so I like it.
hey,
That's good. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, dude? Good to see you. I'd hug you, but we got a camera in the way
In the
here.
way of us.
can you get this thing? What's
What's going on?
We've just chit-chatted about this, that, and the other, and
Covered the world and all.
yeah, we had a little I don't know, FaceTime session with TJ.
Nice.
Scott Frazier came
And he doesn't believe in aliens, he doesn't believe in Bigfoot.
Well,
And
I mean, Bigfoot. I mean, how can you not believe in aliens? So whoever doesn't believe in aliens is out of their mind.
I think so too.
But we love Frazier. I mean, he just Frazier.
Yeah, Scott Frazier was in the house, which was
Look at
weird.
all your
I haven't
little-
seen.
Look at all your little.
He's got toys, man.
He's got gadgets and toys.
Gotta have. There you go. That's swing it around here.
Yeah, it's
there you go.
just about
Scoot
right.
it back a little bit. You can get
Strange
all of
animals.
it. Turn it this way a little bit. Come on, man. Come on.
Do you remember-
This way a little bit. There you go.
What was the TV show
There you go. It's good. It's good. It's good.
that Sebastian Bach was on? They put Ted Nugent, all those guys. They put them in a house and they were forming
Oh, it
a
was like
super
some.
group.
It was, but they had to do like. Was the one where they had to write songs and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the Nashville one with John Rich, or was it a different one?
This is a different one. This was before that, and they were trying to name the band. And of course, you got Ted Nugent, Sebastian Bach, two totally like opposite people, but both very strong-minded individuals, you
Right.
know. And then you got Scott Ian was in the band.
I missed that one, man.
Anyway, so your shirt, Strange Animal.
Yeah.
Sebastian came up with the name of the band. He wanted to name it Savage Animal. Okay? And, you know, Ted liked the idea of savage and animal, you know.
Ted's like, can I eat it?
Yeah.
Can I shoot it?
He goes, but in Sebastian's voice, you know how goofy he comes off and he's just wired and he goes, no, man, it rolls off your tongue. Savage Animal. You got to say it, Savage Animal. He goes, I'm not saying that way. But your shirt reminded me of that moment. That was a good time.
This is actually from Steven Crowder. It's his
Yeah.
Bottom of Crowder.
Strange
Yep,
animal.
I knew what it was for sure.
Yeah.
That just reminded me of it.
So how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. We've been sitting here shooting shit, and about careers and stuff like that, and producers, and you know how me and
And
him.
what have you
get
guys
on.
learned?
We've learned that me and him bad motherfuckers. We got a song on the charts
Nice.
with Drew Lyons and 15 Minutes of Fame with the Saving
That
Able
just came out
guys.
this week.
Yeah, I think it. See, I thought it landed.
We
You can
thought-
see where we're at on the charts,
He
everybody.
thinks 26, or I said 26, I think.
If you look on my phone, he actually sent it to me on my phone. Chris Dobry. Oh, Chris Dobry. Yeah, so.
Christopher,
He-
Mr. Good morning. How you doing, buddy?
I know.
The random.
I love
Good
it.
morning.
He does that to you
It
too.
makes my day though. You know, it's like random that it'll pop up, and I'm like, it's still.
What's
thoughtful.
up, man?
Oh, no, I guess when I keep sending you those pictures, that I stop sending you.
Well, I mean, that's just for the. That's for private time. That's a whole nother story.
This quiet stuff.
So how are you? How's the road treating you? I know you've been on the road a lot.
I mean, not a lot. We've actually been just kind of doing one-offs and stuff, so it's not so bad. Biggest thing is we're geared up for all these releases that we're putting out right now. So we're like in a release cycle that's pretty
Right.
badass.
Well, I mean, because you have a badass record, and I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Who produced
since I
that
produced,
I don't know
Since
who
I
that
produced
was.
it.
I don't know, but whoever produced it, one of these days I'll give that guy credit.
Yeah.
So, I was my feelings kind of hurt, Rick, because I wasn't asked to be in the Brotherhood thing. We were talking about that. Now, I mean,
The Brotherhood is an open thing.
It's an open door, man.
Just
messing with you.
It's the saloon with the swinging door.
Yeah,
You can come
it is,
in, out, whatever.
We're swingers, baby. You want to jump in the pile? Back to the pile. Come on in.
He is gonna do some keys.
See, then you're
on
part of the
new tune.
Brotherhood. The Brotherhood's supposed to be an extension of the basis was
Whatever.
the idea of because Michael, Scott, and I had all done different shows and touring together. We said let's try to put something together that we can all do as one thing. We picked that song, and that kind of became the thing. And now we're just kind of trying to keep finding different things because plus the guys from like Dennis and Ingrooves want us because they like the idea. They think it's a pretty cool idea, so they wanted to keep it going. And so I think as long as we can just keep putting out songs, every
Few months, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
they're all about it.
but guys, I got subject to something last night that I really, it's terrible to talk about, but my bride to be made me watch American Idol.
I'm sorry.
I am too. It damaged me. So covers, they're not good songs no matter who does them.
There's some that aren't good, but the whole approach, you always got to approach it, like I said. And plus, again, I've had so many times I've been called Dave Grohl that it was kind of it was about time for us to do one of their songs.
Right.
Yeah,
Of course.
it's been a running joke for years
It's been
with
a
you.
joke
Yeah.
forever, and so I was like, screw it. So, but yeah, that's a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to do that one.
And so do you guys have a lot of tour like dates like hooked up and stuff?
I mean, we're not as busy as we probably got about 40 dates on the book right.
There is one date that I'll let him tell you about.
Actually,
that is
2 dates that we're doing together.
Machine shop.
No.
Yeah, well, because we're playing Bratfest too.
Oh, yeah.
Queensryche Day.
So Bratfest, the Brotherhood is playing.
Yeah. So it's Brotherhood.
So Saving Abel's playing, Rick Monroe's
Monroe's
playing,
playing.
the Brotherhood's playing.
Wow.
And we're all supporting Queensryche.
How cool is that?
That is the coolest. Queensryche
And
has
it's
to be
pretty
one
cool
of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
Plus, B is coming up. Buffalo's coming up to play before us. And so we're going to play Common Ground live going into our set. So we have
Wow.
Common Ground, so all that's going to happen. It's going to be a big...
It's going to be a
It's
big
going to be a
thing.
big day. It's
So,
going to be huge.
Where is this at?
Bratfest, Madison, Wisconsin.
Where else would you have a Bratfest?
Man,
And there are all-you-can-eat brats backstage.
It's
maybe I
really
should come play
slow.
keys for you guys that night.
You can.
You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
it'd be fun.
Come up.
Rick's
Yeah.
guys are gonna be our band.
I mean,
You
I would
can-
love to play keys just for
But I'm saying
for the Rick Monroe
there's no
period.
keys, so you come
Yeah,
do
you have
keys.
You
Yeah.
have tracks and stuff. But you can come play keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Come play keys for the Brotherhood.
I'm not road ready yet, but I can get road ready.
We don't know what we're doing yet, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do it. We haven't figured it out. We will.
What do we get? We will last minute go.
Well, the good thing is,
Here's
I
what
don't
we're
think it's, I mean, it's not that long of a set, though, right? For us,
I never heard.
It better not be.
And then the Brotherhood also is opening for Eli Young Band at the
Yeah.
Crystal Grand
Yeah, and then we're opening for you guys at the machine shop.
Machine Shop. And
I feel so left out, man.
well, come on board, man.
Well, I'm hoping that that our status has changed. By the way, there's some stuff we got to talk about off podcast time. Status has changed big time from last night.
Yeah.
From yesterday or day before yesterday, whenever we hung out.
So he's
Until
coming-
now, things changed last night.
Coming out of the closet is what this is about. Things
It's
happen.
about
tell you-
time. You know what? I've been
It's
waiting.
Scotty
I have-
Austin's fault.
I have a party already planned for you. I've had one for a while. You know, it's cool. I already hit the text. Everyone will be here.
But now, but you're not gonna be able to be here for my birthday party again, are you?
No, I will not.
God
we
dang
were
it.
going. I forgot where. Oh, we're in Florida. We're playing someone else's birthday. I'm sorry. Should have told us.
Well, April 2nd is always my birthday, but this year's
It's always my birthday.
but no, it's a special birthday we can't talk about because there's some things going on.
It's a good one, though.
That's going to
Good
be
stuff happening.
big turning point in my life.
Cool.
And besides, being 37 years old again.
It's amazing.
I mean,
I enjoy it every year.
It's amazing how you've been able to squash so much into those.
I know.
years.
It's amazing.
You know?
If you look at my resume, you can see, I really went to town. Really, I did
He's like the
at
reverse
least
of
100 records a year.
Is that what this is?
Age 37 was a big one for me. It was about 15 years.
But I do want to tell you guys, just to let you guys know, I did some research on this HGH that I take, man, and it really does with the right. If you take care of yourself, you don't smoke, which I do, which I'm trying to quit.
Jeez, stop.
I mean, I've smoked like 1.5 cigarettes a day. I smoked took a couple puffs off one. So it's all habit. It's all mental. So it's
a
not.
mental
It's oral
it's not chemical.
fixation.
That's what you said.
Yeah. will make you go backwards in age. You will
Really?
get younger. Yeah. So I strongly suggest the HGH because it is clinically proven. If you're exercising and you just eat a good diet, not a bunch of now if you eat like me milkshakes from freaking Sonic and stuff like that. But
It's
I'm
like
saying
the worst thing on
As
that.
long as it's not
if
your
you
habit,
if you really eat right and take care of yourself, it will make you literally reverse your age. And
That's awesome.
so I feel I put since I did the HGH, last year I was all jacked up and everything, and then I went and took the vaccine, and I know I'm not supposed to talk about that kind of thing on the podcast, but
You can talk about it. It's your podcast.
it pretty much it didn't ruin my life. It set me back.
Yeah.
Whoever says that to maybe it's because I'm not from Earth or whatever. I don't know what it is, but
I think
I
it
know
might have been the thing.
this arm has not been the same since. I still can't use it right, and I'm gonna have to do somebody. This friend of ours, me and the wives, she sent me a message a couple days ago that there's a flush that I could do. It's gonna be pretty tough on me to get the metal or whatever they
You have
use.
to get the spike proteins on. And there's something to do that with. But
I've got to get because this arm it's to the point where I can't sleep at night. It hurts so bad, So and that was October when I got the thing. And somebody can say, well, that's not the reason why it happened. Yes, it is. It's exactly what happened. I should have never gotten it, but I did.
It's pretty obvious if you did something, then you have a reaction.
And then, yeah.
Well, for my birthday last year, I bench pressed 300 pounds, 310, I think, 310 pounds.
That's almost as much as I weigh.
And this year, you know, I couldn't do 200 because I got that stupid vaccine. But I'm not supposed to talk about things like that. But you know, you're right. It is my podcast.
It's your podcast. Say what you want. I mean, if you get banned, then that's actually a good thing. Because really, only like true shit gets banned. Everything else gets through.
Now, I did. This is funny. Speaking of banning, not to change the subject, but kind of changing the subject. My song that I did for the 2 whiskey companies in Colorado. Okay, Bonnie and Clyde's what the song's called. Whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. It was for an advertisement, but it's been pulled down because it says whiskey.
Yeah. Well, like you can't do Facebook advertisements.
You can't do any advertisements at all.
Yeah, you can put it out, but like we have that cocaine, cold, and whiskey shakes.
Yeah.
Well, of course, cocaine and whiskey.
Yeah.
Weird. They don't want you promoting that, which is. But yeah.
It's a song. You know what?
And whiskey. I mean, so like Whiskey Myers, can they not promote themselves?
Exactly.
I don't know, man. It's just the whole thing that they. I mean.
What a shame. What a shame. I mean, what? Whiskey?
Whiskey. Because it says whiskey.
Well.
And yeah, because they'll go through, like, if you try, because would you try to do, like, some Facebook ads and things like that?
I tried it. So, not putting it in text. Not saying, this is for a whiskey company. I did first, and I didn't know, and then I tried to boost it, and it said no. But then the second time, I didn't put anything in it. Nothing.
They still flagged it.
They still flagged it by the picture saying.
Well, you know, there's another thing that you can do. I think is if you go through and then you adjust the audience to over 21.
That makes sense.
And I think you can do that. But it's still. And there's all this weird European stuff. And I mean, there's so many different. I mean, it's constantly now they got the big pixel war going on between Apple and.
But what's a shame is like me talking about the vaccine. Yeah. The vaccine has now become a political thing.
Right.
And it's like it's not political; it's physical.
Yeah.
And
we should have an open dialogue about it.
Right. Right. We should be able to talk about it. Yeah. But now there's some people who have got the vaccine that is fine.
Yeah.
They're fine. They've had no trouble.
Yeah.
And then but now there was somebody else that told me. Well, I know who it is, but I'm not going to say because I don't know if they would want me to say it.
Bill Dance.
Bill Dance. Bill Dance. You know, the guy got caught.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Baiting.
but no. See,
I forgot about that.
There's a
baiting.
Damn.
There was a person that they know that they couldn't use their arm that they got the shot in.
Wow.
Because I thought, well, man, maybe it's just coincidence.
The crazy thing to me is like this. Okay, you can't talk about the vaccine, but yet they can sit and advertise, watch TV. It's drug company, and yet you can discuss all these different things about the fact that there's like.
You out of here? Good to see you. Good to see you,
Frazier. Take care, brother.
that you can talk about, and it'll be like may cause like anal bleeding, may cause all these things, and all this is in these things, and they're talking about these pills, and yet you don't know what's in the vaccine. They won't tell you what's in the vaccine. They won't allow you to talk about it. Right. Yeah, but every other ad on TV is for Big Pharma. The biggest thing, man. I'm going to get on my soapbox real quick. When I was a kid, all the bands that I used to look up to, all the people that I used to follow were against the big machine. They were against Big Pharma. They were against government. They were against these things. Rage Against the Machine was down with Big Pharma. Now that band should be called Rage for the Machine. You know, their new song should be, yeah, I'll do what you tell me. Because everything is about, they're all fighting for something that at one time everyone was against. But now everybody's like, ooh, I must do this. Without question. It's not right or wrong, but you should be allowed to question something.
Or talk about it.
Yeah, just talk about it. And then could be completely wrong, but at least I should be allowed to ask you about it, or you'd be able to talk about it, and then us go, all right, and then figure it out.
Yeah.
But there's literally no conversation.
See that?
And it's pulled down immediately.
That's what's wrong with because of course I don't want my podcast to get pulled from YouTube.
No.
But you got to kind of tiptoe around things, and that's.
You can't say absolutes either, and
there is no absolutes because I don't know.
It's opinion.
Like I said, I'm just saying what's happened to me. I don't know. I won't. Every time I go to a doctor and I say something to them, they literally walk out of the room when I say I'm having trouble with my left arm, and I didn't have any trouble until I got the vaccine. But now that's not everybody.
Right.
That's not and me knowing that. But see, I had to get the vaccine. I felt because of people I love, my mother, that are older. And I was going to New York and L.A. Well, it's just life is a little bit easier if you got it, and then that's kind of a shame too. But it is life is a little easier. Like there's shows that you can't get into unless you have your vaccine card, and I ain't got to carry a bullshit card around. I can actually give them the card, and that's the positive things about it.
Right.
The negative things about it is I don't know what's to come. Yeah, but the thing about it is I'm thinking to myself, okay, if it's this arm, if it really was the vaccine that did it, okay. How's that going to affect my heart? Because my heart's right next door to my arm, and I've got kids, and I want to raise them, and I want to hold my grandkids, and my whole goal in life is to be a great father and a great husband, and to be as good a producer as I can be. I mean, and then you think that could be stomped out because of some stupid bullshit that I was told that it was okay to take. And that's my problem, and I'm not going to say because I know Joe Rogan's got a lot of hell about it, and we're supposed to stay away from the Joe Rogan thing too. I ain't on his side, I ain't on nobody's side. All I am is saying that
you're speaking about personal experience, and again, none of us are doctors, none of us have the research, none of us know. So again, you can't speak in absolutes. I mean, that's the other thing too. As long as you're not speaking in absolutes, you should be able to discuss anything. But I mean, literally everything's off the table nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like there's such a narrow. It's weird. It's like used to be freedom of speech, and you would think with the internet, with all these facets and outlets that we have, that we'd have so much more like open dialogue and thinking. And even weirder is the generations raised by like Family Guy and South Park are so triggered.
Oh yeah.
You would think that this generation would probably be the most irreverent, crazy, open-minded group of people on the planet, and completely.
But now sexually open-minded.
But they're not. They're not, because there's a big study that just came out that 18 to like 25-year-olds are not having sex at all. They just don't. They don't care. They'd rather get off on their phones and move on.
Wow.
Like, there's a huge study about the people that are just not, and that's weird. Like, because I think it's over sexualization. I think. Because you can go on, dude. Even if you're not trying to look for it, go on to TikTok just to look for something normal, and it's tits and ass, and you're like, shit. You're going through everything trying to find something you really want to watch. I also one of the people who do that all day, like when you sit and do tits and ass videos all day, or you're like, okay, like how do you set those up? I'm always like, I want to get in the mindset of that person that does it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But because everything's so over sexualized, I don't think there's any desire. It's not like when
I can see that though.
When you could only see it in a magazine, or same thing with music. It's everything has lost its value because music, you could only get it in a certain spot, you could only get it a certain way, and it meant value. You had to go wait in line, you had to put out an effort to get it.
Yep.
Now it streams to your phone, so if you want to skip it, you skip it. You don't care.
Yeah.
You're not invested. If you had to go wait in line for a movie, you're going to watch the movie. If you get the movie streamed on your phone, you don't like it halfway through, you're out. Yep. No investment. And that's the same thing with physicality and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. They're losing that humanity and that desire and the value of things.
That's interesting. No. That's why I love having you on here too, because I'm trying to, I'm not Sweden. I'm not just trying to stay neutral. Yeah. I'm just saying I'm Sweden. I'm staying neutral because I got to these days,
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it's interesting to ask people about their views on some things in this, and you gotta understand. I have a little daughter, that's 10, and I get outraged. I found out this morning some dude was on Snapchat and said that his name was so and so, and he was 35 and he raped little girls. And that was sent to my little girle, and
I wish you could go through.
No, it wasn't
and grab somebody.
Wasn't Snapchat? It was something else. I forgot what Tiffany said it was.
Doesn't really matter. It's the fact that somebody's doing that.
But of course, my heart skips a beat. We had just dropped him off from school, and I want to get angry. I want to say, "Wow, let me," let's freaking. Yeah. But what can you do, really? Because you can't do anything besides keep them off those things. And my mother, she could talk to me. I love mom, but mom's mom. You know. Now I don't. You better make sure Bentley don't get on that thing TikTok stuff and blah blah blah. Well, I mean, mom. I mean, she's a little girl. She's going to get on there.
It's part of life. Friends, and that's part of the society that we live in.
You got to make sure you monitor that stuff, and she's just being a grandmother that's concerned, and she just don't want to see her little granddaughter. People saying bad stuff to her. Well, then you got Brantley, my 10-year-old boy, the other twin. He's like getting kicked off a PlayStation, and I had it up on my screen there. Look here. Can you believe how proud I am? Look at that. My son got kicked off PlayStation.
That's awesome. He's got the rebel part of Malcolm.
Well, I'm just like, son, what? And he's a sweet boy, He's like, I call him my best son. I mean, he's a good boy. And he just said, well, I lost my temper, so they cuss back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
I mean, man, they cuss like sailors at each other. I mean, wow. they do. But it's just funny. Look how proud I am. I really got kicked off.
That's funny.
But no, but saying things now. You do have to watch what you say. I had a buddy. I know you know who I hung out with yesterday, and both of you do. So, and let's don't say his name for God's sake.
Bill Dance.
But he's a music industry conservative party thing. That's a secret society thing.
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to be any part of any kind of me. I'm good with my family, and I love music. I have I have people in my family that are they're homosexual, and it's like, so I don't want to, it's like, you kind of stay. I don't want to be in the gray area. It's just, man, I got my beliefs, and just like I was said on about abortion. Yeah, hey man, here's the thing. What's it going to do me good to say my opinion? Honestly, it's not going to do me any good to go, hey, this is what I think about it, because I can say a lot of things about a lot of things, but better just keep my mouth shut.
Well, and in our industry, it's so small too. Whatever you say, then you're put into a corner either way. Who doesn't believe what you believe or whatever, it turns into this. Well, I'm not going to hire Malcolm because he believes that.
Which is weird, yeah. And it's gotten. And what the weird part about that is it should never be that way. I mean, it used to be you don't talk about religion, you don't talk about like certain politics and religion. You just don't do it because everybody's got a different opinion. You work with people because you like to work with them.
Yep.
But now it literally is very much what your politics are, what your belief system is, and it's like, man, as long as you're a good person to me, I really don't give a shit what you do outside of the time we're together.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you're a complete freak, then I don't want to deal with you. But I mean, if you're a decent person, you believe something different, I'm totally cool with that. I'd rather, because to me, it also takes different people and different points of view to create something, and that's what we're all trying to do: is create something new, create something better. So if you have only one group of people that they're all going one direction, creating something
like Nashville.
Yeah, exactly. Damn,
I said it.
That dagger went straight to the heart of the truth.
I said it.
It is true.
Yeah.
I mean, I will have to say it was pretty impressive when we were cutting our record and two of the biggest session cats in town both stumbled on our tracks and said to me both separately, it has been years since I've had to think on a session.
See, that's
like,
awesome.
Like guys who were huge number one.
Right.
And they were just like, man, I've had more fun on this session. I haven't had to think for years.
Yeah.
So
like Lee, I was on the phone with him. We're outside that meeting. I was outside. You were inside the meeting. And I got outside. I'm like, listen, tear that shit up, buddy. He goes, what? I said, yeah, hot dog the fuck out of that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, let's have some fun, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking Black Crows. I'm talking like, let's get down.
Yeah, it's like the most funny he says he's had recording anything in years.
He's so good too. Yeah, Lee Turner's an awesome player, man.
Great player. But so you're right about that. But it's true. So I mean, like diverging, ideas and concepts, it should be a good thing. It should be something we kind of celebrate in each other and then bring to a table. But I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe either the pendulum has swung so far that it's going to swing back. I have noticed, though, on a good note, music, like I said, is pretty like dispendable. Nobody really cares about it. But now it's starting, I think, like street teams and more, more like that kind of old school,
organic,
analog.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
Back because because everybody is so
That's what I was
tired of
saying.
trying to be pushed this way that people are trying to find. That's why CD sales are actually up. I mean, there's this movement that people are going to try to get back into, hands-on, and I think that's an avenue to kind of be ahead of.
And a lot of people don't know this about Malcolm on subject, sort of, is how good a musician he is.
Yeah.
Not just
thank you,
producer, but it's you bring another element, not just as a producer, but when you play something, an instrument, whatever it is, it's just as a producer and a musician, you bring another level to the thought of the song.
I will say this: your keyboard playing is phenomenal. Your guitar playing is questionable, but the ideas are phenomenal.
The idea, is like, I mean,
that was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
He'd pick up the guitar and be like, "It's like this," and we're just like, once you figure it out, though, it's like
It's hard for me to
that is the
communicate
most
that more than it is
perfect
anything.
idea. So yeah, but yeah, your keyboard
Thank
playing
you, man.
is stellar on. So, but it's funny when it's like
It's like
this,
this.
and you're like. And you watch. It's funny, but it's like it's any language. It's just figuring it out. But yeah, I mean that's a cool, and that's also the treat when, you leave a track with you, and we come back, and you put all these little weird little somethings on it.
Man,
Malcolm.
I do have some weird taste, and I'm recording this record on this little the other L.A. And this little girl that she's a singer, and she's just like, it's like nothing I've ever heard, and that's what I love about it,
Yeah.
But then again, you gotta go. I don't know. Back in the day, when I was back in Jimmy Iovine time, man.
Yep.
I mean, look at all the bands he signed. Those guys that sound nothing like. I mean, even though they were solo artists, think about this: Tom Petty, and then you had the Boss. I mean, he signed both those. Didn't he? He signed both those rights, so they sound absolutely nothing alike. And then he signed Fleetwood Mac, and look at all those bands. It's like they sound nothing alike. I mean,
all on the same charts.
all on the same thing, and you're thinking, and a lot of them he produced, so it's just really odd how that guy looked at music, and I wish it was back in those days, because like I feel it's funny because somebody had asked me the other day, and Rick, this is the truth, that somebody interviewed me for some other day, and they asked me, they said, hey, what was your greatest record you made in the last 5 years? And I said, Rick Monroe's been hitting me. He goes, really? I'm like, it's not out yet. It's gonna be out. No shit. Yeah, you got to hear that Rick Monroe record. And then, I got to show you the comment my brother sent me back. 'Cause I sent him Best Stretch of Road.
Yeah.
We
Did
got
you
done
send him a
there.
picture too that we did?
Yes, he loves it. He loves it. He's just like, but when he heard the song, he's like, brother, that's bad. That's the next level you need to get. And I was really proud of that. Really proud of that. But
Well, it's the creativity and Scott.
It is a killer record,
to
man.
give Scott credit too. Scott came in on a day when we were having some vocal issues and help like
Hell yeah.
ferry it across to get there. And so that's the cool thing about having a team of people. So you're already part of the brotherhood. That right there is a brotherhood moment.
There it is. Yeah.
And then Scott as a producer as well as not just a player. Like, I've loved what he did with the first Brotherhood track, the new one that we're working on. I don't know how far that's come along. Have you heard what he did with Convoy?
yes, listen, but
dude,
listen.
I mean, dude,
But we'll tell you,
I love that song. Like, the chorus has always been awful to me, but whatever he did, like, it fixed that whole.
Oh, I haven't heard that yet. Now, the one you did worked on yesterday.
He hasn't heard and doesn't even. Well, Dusty Lee was.
Yeah,
in
but
there.
what did he?
Well, he did the whole song, but just I cut it up and do what we want to do. Hip-hop guy, for those that don't know who he is, but it's phenomenal. But he was blown away at the arrangement that I did because I took it from, I don't know, I made it less hokey.
Yeah,
because 70s songs,
it's
lot
a
of
70s
folky. It kind of pulled in a folk melody to a country bumpkin tune, country and western, both of them.
And I tried to even when I did the chorus, I tried to be more like rock. Aggressive, and it's still hard because the melody is the melody. But I think it worked out. I mean,
absolutely. It did. And depending on where we go with it, and we'll talk about that. But it's I got some strange ideas. They may be too far out there, but
that's actually one of the cool things too. And this is why we're doing releases and not singles, but releases. That's why instead of doing an album, because you know what? Now we can do anything we want. Mm-hmm. Like we now have we now have a platform to release music. Anytime we want. Like we could do it, we could go in there, record a song right now and put it out tomorrow.
Yep.
And actually have it out on a platform and really be working it. And I think we need to take more advantage of that. Until of course things change, but it's a pretty.
And I think that's the element though that the other entity that we was part of didn't have. Besides the fact that there was nobody doing anything.
Right.
Besides talking a bunch of shit,
Words do absolutely nothing. They just float around.
So far we've talked about the vaccine. We've talked about stuff like that we shouldn't talk about. Now here we are talking about business stuff we probably shouldn't talk about too. So
okay, let's talk about religion.
Let's just talk about
Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. So let's start the conversation with that.
Here we go.
But you know what though? If you say that these days, people look down on you. How the hell is that now?
You know what? I could care less what a man thinks of me. I care what God thinks of me. So fine.
Amen.
And it's and that's weird too.
Yeah.
Just why is everybody so opinionated about other people's opinions?
Because you know what? Because we've been given a device that allows us to have an opinion on other people's things. So if you post something, everyone now can, like, if they thought something in their head, like my favorite is people like, you should tie your hair back, you should dye your hair, you should just, and like in person, no one would ever, like, if they just saw that picture and walked by it, they might think of it, they're not going to say it. But now, everyone can have oral diarrhea and say whatever they want, anytime they want. I can pick up my phone, look at a picture and go, oh. And instead of just thinking, no, what's weird to me is that most people don't just pass it by.
Right.
Like if I see something I don't like, or I see something I'll just like, flip it. But people are like, ooh, this is my time to be somebody. And they go,
my 15 minutes
blah,
of
blah,
fame.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
My opinion is this. And opinions are like assholes and most of them stink. We all have them.
It just does.
Well, I don't know, you're an alien. Do you have an asshole?
I have an asshole.
Okay, cool. Just I didn't know that was an alien.
He's got a belly button too. Remember Mork?
Then you're not an alien.
So
Mork didn't have one.
So
Maybe he's only part alien.
my little boy went to school yesterday, and the day before yesterday, and he saw his teacher. And he's like, hey, this is my mom. Now my dad, he's half alien, or he's an alien. That means I'm half alien. And he explained this whole alien thing to the teacher. And I'm like, well, Tiffany, she started laughing. She's like, I didn't know what to say. I'm like, yeah, it's true. His dad's an alien. I wonder what those guys think about me at the school, because all my kids say that.
Yeah.
Like,
my dad's not from.
Probably that guy is an alien.
Where are we from, Dad?
That way.
Up there.
Yep.
Up there.
Oh, state? I don't know.
The UP? We've been there, yeah.
So
That was funny. The lady at the bar that we played just commented on something. She's like, "Yeah, I did think you were Dave Grohl when you walked in."
Oh.
She was like, "What is Scott Wilson and Dave Grohl doing
Dave Grohl
coming
and
into
Scott
my
Wilson.
club?"
Yeah.
oh my God.
That was crazy. That place was neat.
We were on a stage that was smaller than this table.
Two dudes with acoustic guitars barely fit on this stage.
Yeah.
We were reaching.
What?
Yeah, we were like turning, so
We
we
were
did.
literally like, I was playing his guitar.
Where's this place at?
Upper Peninsula.
Yeah,
I don't know where.
Yup or whatever that is, somewhere like up in.
Is that Michigan? Yeah.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the glove thing or whatever.
That was one of the things that that's how the Brotherhood kind of started too, is
Yeah.
doing things like that.
We did
That
touring.
bar.
Oh, it was neat little place, neat little town. Everybody was cool. Then the next morning, we're eating breakfast at the local diner, and everybody's that's those guys they were playing last night. That's those guys.
Yeah. What's going on?
Pretty
out there?
crazy. Are we being invaded?
Are you guys breaking shit?
I don't know.
I heard I think it was a dumpster or something out there.
It's funny. I'm gonna get Kevin Reeves on here pretty soon. The guys and Pat over there at Universal come in here and do a podcast. They're gonna be near as interesting as you guys, that's for sure.
Well,
But the whole podcast idea came from us shooting shit
Yeah.
around the studio and going, well, hey man, we need to put this on there. There are some things we can't put on here.
right.
Of course not.
That's pretty damn funny.
But I mean, I think if you push the envelope enough and actually get people to hear kind of what we're talking about, it's good, and people can figure out a lot of the stuff. But I mean, I don't know, man. It used to be like there was such a mystery around our industry, and it was so cool. And that's now it's gone. So now you got to kind of recreate the mystery, but through still being out in front of everybody. So
I tell everyone. I remember the day that the music industry, we were like the elves, off of Lords of the Ring. Like we minded our own business. We were peaceful. We were the guys who lived forever. Because that's why we do music, is so we can live forever. I mean, I truly believe that's because we're all scared of dying, and we want to live forever. And we were the people who were peaceful and minded our own business, and we lived forever. And when we were called upon to help, we were there, like Farm Aid, stuff like that. We were there for that. but we kept our mouth shut
Yep.
about politics and stupid shit that's nobody's business how we feel about it at all. I mean, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, I have a strong opinion about what's going on in the world right now that probably people wouldn't like my opinion.
Right.
I think you'd be surprised. I think that's the thing is I think that there's a group of people that are so much louder than everybody else, but there's not that many of them. But they're so loud they drown out the majority of people that are just afraid. Like, well, man, it seems like there's a lot of people feeling this way.
But I have opinion about a lot of things I wouldn't want to say. But
I put up on Facebook the other day. I don't know if you saw it, but it was the industry breakdown of how we're paid on royalties.
Oh yeah,
Did you see that thing?
So bad.
People, of course. And unless you're in the industry, nobody understands how it all works. I'm in the industry. Sometimes I don't understand how some of it works,
Right.
But people are commenting on there with completely uneducated opinions. But one lady said, you guys should do music for free anyway because it touches people's lives, and that's what you should be shooting for more than anything, And
But that's, you know what though?
That's awesome.
As innocuous as that seems, that is a huge movement in our country in general. You shouldn't make money. You're not going to own anything, and you're going to be happy. And it's just like that's like I don't know where that whole concept is coming from people.
we paid $1,400 in fuel to play one show in Oklahoma City the other day. So
Right.
tell me how we're supposed to get to
And
the show.
and the bus rental probably. And
Yeah.
like that's what I was
the crew.
$1,400 in fuel.
One
Yep,
one
and a
day I
crew.
was playing. I was out on tour. I think it was like with Dirk Bentley or something, and it came up how much he got paid for that night, his guarantee, and this dude started railing like, "Oh man, blah blah blah," and I said, "Okay, well let's break this down." I said, "Okay, well first the government comes in and takes taxes. Well, like on his tax on 100 something grand or whatever it was, they're going to take 36%, so that's gone.
Yep.
Oh, but you know what? His manager, his agent, and his lawyer are all getting percentages too. So, and they're getting it pre-tax. So, his agent getting 10%, his manager getting 10-15%, his lawyer probably getting 2 to 3%, his business manager getting a. So now that's all gone. So now whatever that comes out to. So now you've got 2 buses, a truck, crew, insurance, blah 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 blah, and I started going through it. And I'm like, by the end of the day, what he's walking, even if he walks away with $5,000 on $100,000, that's what happens. And then there's like, I'm like, think about it. Like if someone gave you $100,000 and then took 95 of it back, how would you feel?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not. I mean, and you're generating a lot of
But the general public does not
No, they don't get
understand that.
They don't understand it, and
And just like I saw somebody traded from the Titans. They went to some other football team. This just happened a couple of days ago, and the guy's got $42 million. I kind of snickered because I'm at the gas pump. I'm seeing this, and I'm thinking, people really think that guy's getting $42 million.
Right.
That's what his agent, and then you got all these people he's got to pay.
and that's a contract max. But I see. What the hell? Battery's dying.
Oh, I think we're done. Well, you know what? We need to probably call it anyway. I think this one's done too.
Yep.
I don't know what we missed. That was probably some of the. Well, that's all.
But you got up to that though, so that's good. I was gonna say is everything we worked
And
for the
that
label
one-
is different because
and
it's
that
gonna
one-
be performance clause for the label too.
Yeah. And that.
Man,
Yep.
thank you guys for coming.
Oh, dude, thanks for having me, man. That was fun.